Hey guys, welcome to the Dustin LeBlue CEO podcast, and it is that time of the week again for our weekly espresso.
Yeah, guys. So today, Dustin, I know that this one's going to hit home with you because I feel like this is something that for a few years, you didn't really want to do in fear, that people might look at you differently. And guys, what we're going to talk about today is not feeling guilty for taking time away from work as a business owner, more specifically, taking some time away with your family and, maybe going on a vacation or, taking a weekend away.
Yeah, it was real hard. So when we started the business, I started back when I was, if you watched the first podcast, back when I was 18. Well, I never, once I got into doing stuff, it was really hard to take a vacation. And not that I couldn't, I just made up in my mind that, like, if I do this, my employees are going to look at me weird. Like, I'm not trying the hardest that I can try. So it's like, it's okay sometimes to take a little time off, whether that be a weekend or a week. Maybe in the first couple of years, it's just a weekend, because you have to put a lot of time into your business. But later on, maybe it's a week. Like, I'm about, while this podcast comes out, I'm in Hawaii, okay? So I'm not going to lie right now. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about vacation. It kind of rejuvenates you. It gives you a fresh mindset. And when I'm on vacation, man, I'm thinking about business anyway. I can't help it. So I'm thinking about something new anyway. So it's refreshing that I have people now that I'm extremely grateful for that can run my business for a week while I'm gone.
Yeah, man. And like you said, guys, we recorded this actually last week, just now releasing it anyway. But man, I'm excited to kind of see, like, if you come up with any new ideas while you're out there in Hawaii, like staring off into the sunset or like in the like different environments provoke different ideas. But
Dude, here's a good example. I'm going to give you one, right? So last year, me and my wife and the kids, we went to Colorado. We drove from Arkansas. I forgot, it was like a 16-hour, 17-hour drive or something like that. And then down to Roswell, New Mexico. I'm a weirdo like that. I like to look into the alien stuff and all this strange stuff, So on my way from Colorado to Roswell, I came up with alien energy and products like that because it was on my mind. And those are great sellers. And this is a great example of how you can take a vacation and make it very productive, because my time on the road was just in my head. I'm just thinking of graphics, thinking of all this stuff. And it was freaking awesome, man. Some of the best ideas come from being on the road and taking some time to yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And, I think it's kind of like an environmental thing almost, kind of like surrounding yourself with a different, scenery or, just a different environment just for I don't know, man, like you said, just kind of like a weekend. It's just, kind of getting a different set of vibes or a different flow to your day. And it's just mixing things up, and it's not, not your regular tedious schedule. And it kind of allows your creativity to flow in a different pattern, and it brings new things to life.
Yeah. And speaking of, like, you guys listened to last week's podcast, I've been studying epigenetics, and it's like you're a product of your environment in a way. And dude, that's true, man, because you really, when you get in this environment, a different environment, it makes you think differently. It makes you feel differently, and it gives you these cool vibes. Like sitting in our podcast room, like right now, man, we got some incense going on. We got these blue, like, LED looking lights.
Dude, what essential? We got an oil going on.
We got some essential oil. We got some sandalwood. It
smells great too.
Smells great.
But it's just like just from the setting that we're in right now, like, I feel completely different than I do when I go back to the office, because it's just like right now I'm getting like, like kind of like a relaxed feeling. I just feel like, and talk about whatever. It's more of a mental clarity, and it's just like, change your setting. It's simple as that. Go on a vacation, and hell, like you said, even if it's just for 2 days on a Saturday and a Sunday, surround yourself with something different, and God only knows what kind of ideas you're going to come up with. Like I said, that's why when you come back from Hawaii, I want to see what you've come up with, man.
Dude, and there's no doubt it's going to be something, because it's just that different environment and that kind of time away from everybody. You just start thinking a little differently, and it's a good thing, man. It's a good thing. So that's why it's okay.
Yeah.
Business owners out there, CEOs, managers, whatever, it's okay to take a little 3-day vacation or a week, whatever, every now and then. Like, it might really benefit the company.
Yeah. And you know what, man, that's what differs from us. I feel like, especially, like you're saying, like, hey, take those few days, as opposed to a lot of these other, like, motivational speakers or a lot of these other business podcasts, because they're like, like 24/7 grind, never take a day off, neglect your family, like starve your dog, and like all this stuff about, like, oh, you you can't take any time off, and you just have to constantly be on this same routine and just really bust it. And maybe in 7 years you'll notice some profit or something. I do not think that is the case whatsoever.
I think for some people it may be, but I'm not like I don't want people to neglect their family, and I don't think that they're really saying that as much as it looks like that.
I may have hyperbolized that just a little bit.
I don't think they're just like, hey, neglect your family, you're gonna be rich. It's like I don't think that's the way to go. But again, guys, like it's okay to do that. I work a lot, but I work a lot mentally too. Like if I'm at home, I'll be hanging with the family and stuff, but in between, I'm thinking about some things here and there. I just can't help that. It's just the way I'm built. It's the way I'm wired.
Yeah. Trust me, man. I know all about that impulsivity going between like doing one thing and suddenly I'm like, ooh, shiny. Or just, like,
speaking of shiny. Oh, I got that. Yeah, you just reminded me of something. So I'm sitting at home with my son and shiny, boom. So this knife set pops on. QVC. I have no clue why I'm watching QVC. Never watch this stuff, right? I'm flipping the channels, I think. And I'm like, oh, dude, that's a good deal, man. Like, it was like 150 knives and swords and stuff like this for like $100 or something. And the guy's like showing it where he's like, yeah, dude, it's like 50 cents a thing. I'm like, I'm buying this. I look over at my son. He's like, oh, we should totally get this. I'm like, yeah. So we order it. This is kind of off topic or whatever, but I don't really care. So we order this in, and that samurai sword or whatever that's sitting in there? Yeah. Okay, well, that was like probably there was 5 different types of knives and swords, and the rest were just like one knife, but times 100. But that goes into impulsivity and shiny and stuff like that. I got really, it was a terrible buy.
Dude. Just a bunch of
it was fun though, man.
But you know what? Speaking of family, you know what? That's why you need to take some time off. I mean, you're a family man. I mean, much in the same way I am, and most of the men at work. Yeah. And you've got to like really define that time between family and work, and you got to take some time to be with them, and just let them know that, hey, guys, I love you, whatever, and go spend some special time with them. And don't feel guilty about it. Don't let people at work guilt trip you into taking time with your family. Damn, I hate that.
Yeah, you can't. You do have to take time with your family, and you have to understand. Me growing up, I didn't have that father figure. I didn't have a lot of that stuff going on. So like, I'm really big on being a dad, to my kids, and that's you got to spend time with them. You have to understand what they like. Your kids aren't always gonna like the same things you do, and that's okay. Support them, man. Support them. Like be there for them. And it's the same with your wife. Like they're not gonna always like the same things you do, and that's okay. There's no issue with that there. So I'm getting away from the thing here, but it's a weekly espresso, and we're just talking about some good stuff, man.
Exactly, man. It like like we always say, it's your weekly shot of positivity. But
and why does no other show really do stuff like this? It's mostly like. Like you said, be on that grind. I don't even sleep.
I don't know. I feel like most of your speakers are so cookie cutter on what they preach, or not even preach about what they talk about. And it's just like, I say preach because it's almost, kind of like the same sermon mentioned over and over and over and over again. Right. And it just gets monotonous and old, and nobody actually, I don't know. I guess people are scared to speak about, like how, I don't know. Is it like actually how it is, or, like, I don't know, man. It's just kind of weird.
Well, and there might be maybe a monetizing type thing going on there too, and that's what's great about us. We're not pulled in any direction. We talk about what we want to talk about, what people have actually asked us, and give some positive vibes out. Are there times when I might come on here and do a little rant? Yeah, probably. But at the end of the day, our intentions are always great.
Yeah, there's still a positive message behind it. But anyway, guys. So to kind of wrap up this week's Weekly Espresso, if you're going to take anything away from this, just remember that it is okay to take time off. And then, you know what? Like Dustin said, always remember to be a real man and take care of your kids.
Absolutely.
Like, know that family time. But you know what, man? I hope you're having a good time out there in Hawaii when this releases. So.
I know, man. And I think this Weekly Espresso was like brought to you by ADHD, because this did not really go.
This went in every direction possible. But you know what? Hey, we just got done working out, and the pre-workouts are still wearing off. So that's the main thing. But anyway, guys, you know what? If you remember, please share this. We don't do this for like Dustin said, for any monetary gain. This isn't a monetized podcast. No sponsors, no nothing. I mean, literally, we're doing this for the benefit of the people, benefit of, up and coming CEOs, employees, whatever you want to call it,
and benefit for us too.
Yeah, exactly. It's all good vibes on this podcast. But anyway, guys, go ahead, share it on any social media platform. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast as well. Download, listen. Make sure that you rate it. Give it a whole all 5 stars.
Yeah, do that. And then while you're at it, let's rock.
Exactly. All right, guys. We'll catch you next week. Thanks for tuning in.